Hello, good afternoon out there. Thank you. Welcome to today's edition of Sport Orbit. Mr. Sailor apologize for starting behind schedule due to some circumstances beyond our control. But however, the show must go on, but nothing will remove from the show. Today's Sport Orbit will be telling you on what is happening in the Nigerian Professional League as Nigerian football fans and feel a sigh of relief about the cry that the league is not on television. If the information coming from the Interim Management Committee is anything could go by, then in the second stages of the league of the ongoing season, Nigeria cannot have the opportunities to watch the Nigerian Professional League in on the televisions from their respective home. As talk, according to the League Management Committee, talks have reached an advanced stage with the SuperSport, the African largest broadcasting station, to beam live all the professional league matches from across the match venue. The top officials of the league management disclosed that starting from the second standard of the league, the Nigeria professional leagues will be on the cable satellite. According to the statement, we have almost finalized everything with SuperSport, and it is just for us to kick, and just for us to dot the I's and cross the T to ensure that all the matches are on the television. Recall that since the start of the 2002 stroke 2003 Nigeria Professional League, a cry has always been that yes, in as much as a lot of people have give kudos to some of the fantastic job that is being done by IMC, that we are now beginning to see fair officiating in the league, see beautiful football when club can win a match both while play at one play at away. All you need to do is just play well. You win or you lose. But even as a lot of accommodations are done on the way of IMC, but people have given the IMC a knock also that why can we not have in the Nigerian league on the television? And in yielding to this call, the IMC has reached an advanced stage with the SuperSport, one of the best broadcasting sports show in Africa, to beam the Nigeria Domestic League on the television. Although the detail of the agreement has not been made known, but all Nigerians is wishing for and pray for, we hope that very soon, as the second stages of the league, if you recall, currently the league is on a beach league, and so far as at Wednesday yesterday, which is the midweek match, 8 matches has been played so far in the current season, which left with just 2 matches to go in the first stages of the league. You know, a beach league, the team is divided into two groups of 10 teams each, and each of the teams is expected to play a minimum of 18 matches, and with 8 matches played so far, it means that in the first stages of the league, 1 match is left, and in the second stage of the league, once you get started very soon, then all the matches will be done live according to IMC, if anything is going by the talk and the negotiations going beyond them. Well, the surprise team, the Better Insurance, who just come from the second divisions into the top flight league, has continued to maintain their impressive form in the league as the team beat Nasarawa United yesterday to maintain their momentum in the league and maintain their unbeaten run. So far, the team has played 8 matches so far, but out of the 8 matches, recorded 6 victory and 2 draw, and with a victory against Nasarawa United yesterday at the Samuel Bumuda Stadium. The Better Insurance, as they call them, they do Arsenal, are currently on top of the table of Group A law with 18 points. With 18 points, and then left you followed by Enyiba United, who are also second on the log. The result of the matches played yesterday, Better Insurance beat Nasarawa United 1-0. Enyiba United also beat Shooting Star of Ibadan at the Abastan Stadium 2-0. Kwara United, even with the sacking of their former coach and the hiring of the new coach, Dongo, still play a goalless draw at home against Remo Star. Plateau United whitewash El Kanemi of Maiduguri 5-0 at the Jos Stansi Stadium. Dakar FC and Dakar FC beat Sunshine Star of Akure 1-1 in the Gosu Akpabio Stadium in Akwa Ibom State. Doma United also in Nasarawa United Nasarawa side also beat Abia Warrior 1-0 at home. Niger Tornadoes and Bayelsa United play 1-1 draw at the Ahmadu Bello Stadium, Kaduna. Why Wiki Tories and Wiki Tories ensure that Plateau ensure that lobbyists are returned home empty-handed as they beat the Dominican side 2-1 at the Balewa Stadium in Bauchi. Still talking on the local league, the IMC, according to the sponsor of the Nigerian league, one of the sponsors in the one of the sponsors in the Nigerian league, the GTI group, say that very soon government-owned club government-owned club in the domestic league will still wipe out. If you may, it will be interesting to know that out of the 20 professional club, 20 team play in the Nigerian professional league, two two of them are owned by private. Three of them are privately owned, which is Remo Star FC of Ekene, and then the Doma United from Nasarawa State, as well as the Dakada FC from Akwa Ibom State. The remaining 17 are owned by state government. But according to GIT Group, this will soon be wiped away, and very soon it will no longer be a lucrative, it will no longer be interesting for government to own club, and everything is being done to ensure that football return to become a business, as it return to normal affair, as a business affair, as it obtained in other developed climes. It will also be interesting to know that according to the policy document being made wide by the Ministry of Transport, as recently signed by the Federal Executive Council, which is called Sport Industry Bill, has ensured that sport is no longer a recreation. Sport has been classified as a business in Nigeria. And in line with this initiative in this directive, the JIT Group, who is one of the sponsors in the currently Nigeria Professional League, I say that very soon government-owned club in the domestic will still be a thing in the past, according to the executive director of funds and assistant management of the JIT project manager. The Nigeria Football Fund, Nancy Ime, said in an interactive session with the media in Lagos yesterday that by the time its intervention policies at the resuscitating the Nigerian league start maturing, foreign investors will start dominating the system. The local investor will be coming to cash up. According to him, and I quote, "We are on the rescue mission for the Nigerian football, especially the Nigerian Professional League. The kind of risk bearers to provide in new corporate governing structures for the league to thrive. The idea was to conceive about 13 years. The idea was conceived about 13 years ago, and it has given a bet to the Nigeria Football Fund, for the transformation of the NPFL. If you understand, according to him, the idea was maybe have about 30 years ago, and to transform Nigerian football into a business, and by his own word, by the time this idea come into a fruition, then foreign investors will be jumping on top of themselves to own a club in Nigeria, and by that time, the local league, the local investors who are still hesitating, who are still staying on the defense, who doesn't even see anything interested in the Nigerian football to invest, will now be struggling to catch up. For instance, if you know why the likes of Aliko Dangote has severally, his name has spring up of wanting to buy Arsenal Football Club. We have never heard a mention of him, even thought of idea of owning a club in the Nigeria Professional League. Despite that, all his business and his money is being operated within Nigeria. He own a lot of companies in Nigeria, and most of the money he's earning from Nigeria. But he has never given it a thought to own a club in the Nigerian Professional League. But severally, we have heard him wanting to buy a Premier League club, Arsenal. But by according to GITs, if the transformation that is currently going into a fruition, the likes of Aliko Dangote, the likes of Glo, and other several multinationals will now begin to struggle with their foreign counterparts to own a club. But by that time, the foreign may have taken over the Nigerian Professional League, which, well, it is our prayers and it's our wish that our prayer that we see the domestic league being run privately, and we see several clubs just like happening in the Premier League, where we're having the likes of the having people from US, having people from Qatar, having from Russia buying shares into the Premier League. If that will come to then we will also be to grab our interest and to show that yes, we are up there. Okay, that is what I guess. Well, we'll be going on a short break, then we'll return quickly.
For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.
Sports Orbit. We make the world go round.
Well, welcome back from that short break. If you Nigeria's second fattest man, Divine Oduduru, may be banned for 6 years, according to Nigerian fattest man, Oluchoyi Fashuba. If you recall, the athletic integrity unit recently temporarily suspend Divine Oduduru for drug abuse. But and according to Olusoji Fashuba, who is the Nigerian fattest man in all time, have said that this thing is something that may take a time to may be too difficult to wipe out from the Divine. And according to him, if anything is going to, he may likely going to face a 6 years ban. A 6 years ban for the drug related offense. According to the DBA, I have never been in that kind of position, and I have never put myself in that kind of position. So it is tough one to say. I don't see how anyone can come back from that if the case happens to be true. If the alleged drug abuse is confirmed to be true, then for him in his own view, it is virtually difficult for Nigerian second fattest man, one of the brightest athletes, Divine Oduduru, to come back from out of this scandal. And he also said that I have not heard from Divine, according to him, he has not heard from the Divine point of view, but it is sometimes if you never come off of it, because it's always going to stain your name and stay your name for the rest of your career if you ever come back. He also believes that if at all Divine, if in his own submission, his own view, if he's at the end of the day, if he's proved guilty and they end up suspending him for 6 years, and if after serving 6 years ban and he happened to come back to the track, it will be very, very difficult for him to stay the comeback. And it's always it's a clear fact. If any athlete, it has happened to several athletes, no matter how good you are, to serve 6 years ban or suspension and come back from it and then to redeem or to revive your career, it will be really difficult. And just exactly what the Olusoji Fashuba has stated here, that if at all the Divine rule, unless he's proved innocent or he's proved innocent, but if he's proved guilty, and the integrity unit of World Athletic end up suspending him for 6 years, his own prediction, then it will be that will end automatically seal the end of his career. But what we pray is not so. We pray it is not so. But in the Nigerian on the foreign scene yesterday, Arsenal the Premier League leaders no more the leaders, as Manchester United, as Man City have displayed Arsenal on top of the Premier League after a 3-1 whitewashing of the Arteta team at the Emirates Stadium yesterday. Arsenal has been on top of the league, as you can remember, from the start of the season. At some time, Arsenal was leading with 8 points. With all Arsenal fans were hoping that, yes, it is our year, and everybody was saying it is an Arsenal turn to win the Premier League after 19 years. Why some people were also skeptical that, yes, Arsenal in their usual characters, don't ever put your money on them and don't ever back on Arsenal. And yesterday, just like play, after the match, after the visit to Everton, who are struggling this season, and after shacking of their coach Frank Lampard, give Arsenal 1-0, defeat Arsenal 1-0, defeat Arsenal in their home 1. Then follow up Arsenal play 1-1 draw with Brentford. And yesterday, in the top of the table clash, Arsenal surrender their supremacy to Man City, as Man City truly demonstrated that they are a champion to be, truly demonstrated that they are the best team in the Premier League, and clearly showed that they mean business, beat Arsenal 3-1 in the front of their fans. That have put Arsenal downward to the second on the table, though still have 50-50 same point, but on a better goal difference. Man City has a better +12 goal difference ahead of Arsenal. Although Man City has played more games than Arsenal, still have one match in hand. If they win that match, that will automatically move them to the top. But however, one cannot say it, but you can only talk of what you have already. Now, not what is on outside. So with that, Arsenal has surrendered their top of the table list to Man City, and currently Man City is now the Premier League leader. But one thing is that Arsenal, if you watch that match yesterday, it clearly showed that Arsenal are not a title contender at all. But the only things Arsenal fans and their managers can console themselves that one thing is certain: Arsenal, after for almost 5 years now, has not been on the Champions League. But no matter how, they can console themselves with the achievement that they may likely qualify for a Champions League slot this season. Because if you look at the table, Arsenal is currently second on the log with 50 points. The third place Manchester United, who can also play catch up and may also display Arsenal from the second position, is having 46 points, just 5 points different separating between them and Arsenal. Although Arsenal have a match in hand. But another thing that Newcastle, who are fourth on the log, are having almost a 10-point difference between them and Arsenal. So Arsenal can, and if you look at Tottenham, who are fifth on the log, Tottenham have 39 points, with a different point between Tottenham and Arsenal is about 21 points. That clearly shows that no matter how Arsenal struggle this season, they will still may end up finish among the top 4. But the dream of saying they are going to win the title, well, obviously, I think it's left for only Arteta and his players, and to say now if not, it's open mark. Because if anything is going back, the way the players today and in their last 4 matches, Arsenal are yet to record the victory and struggle against Man City yesterday, then it will only take a miracle to dream that Arsenal is still going to win the title this season. But however, I'm not writing them off. Anything can still happen. Then, if the result of also there was a Champions League matches played yesterday. Chelsea, despite spending a whopping £500 million, staggering amount, is still struggling to win the match. Yesterday, away to Borussia Dortmund, a German side, they suffer in the second round in the round of 16 Champions League, suffer 1-0 defeat. That have led their hope hanging. The second leg at Stamford Bridge, another 90 minutes will be decided either Chelsea will progress to the quarter-final of the Champions League. But it's surprising that after spending a whopping amount, even in the January ended summer transfer window, Chelsea spent another staggering number of £200, bringing everybody that they needed to bring. But they just bring who they needed to bring, everybody they wanted to bring, but not who they need to bring. And they can clearly show in their mind that Chelsea are still strong, despite spending a whole lot of amount. Another result of the Champions League matches played yesterday. So, Chelsea fans and like Arsenal fans, Chelsea fans will console themselves that however, we have won the several titles before, unlike Arsenal. But this side is going to be. But in Europa, and another match decided yesterday. we want to beat this side 2-0 on their we want to win 2-0. In Europa match, another for Thursday matches, the one we normally call Thursday football for the like of Arsenal and Manchester United, who are fans of Thursday football. The Thursday league matches come up today with Barcelona and with the top of one of the top class, the match everybody will want to watch and everybody is eager to, and everybody, all the bettors will want to hook their money on, is the clash between Barcelona and Manchester United. Definitely, this will look like a Champions League match, but unfortunately, is a Thursday football. Ten Hag side, Manchester United will be traveling to Nou Camp to take on Xavi Hernandez Barcelona side. Shakhtar Donetsk will welcome Rennes of France, while Ajax will welcome Union Berlin of Germany. Sorbonne will welcome Romans Juventus to take on 90s of France, while Sport Club will welcome the Jets Milan of Israel, and Leverkusen will welcome Monaco of France. Sevilla take on PSV of PSV. These are the matches lined up for the Champions League, for the Europa League tonight. Well, if you look at here, the sporting world is not too friendly for some fans. Why some fans are smiling, and obviously that is the most we can take on today's edition of the Sport Hobby. But however, on tonight's game, don't mind either you're Arsenal fans or don't mind whatever Arsenal, the way the calamity or the position Arsenal has currently put you on. Don't mind, just go out there and enjoy yourself while the Barcelonas and the Manchester United do their show. But it's obviously a place to be. At least it will look like it's always a Thursday football, but it look like a Champions League match. So I will not regret spending your time. Stay with Manchester United and Barcelona to enjoy the fantastic football that is going to be played at the Nou Camp tonight. That is the most you can take on today's edition of the Sport of It until come your way for another interesting one. Weekend edition. Tomorrow is Friday, and we'll be giving you a weekend edition. The weekend Premier League matches we will preview all the weekend Premier League matches, and the result of the Europa League that we will play tonight. We'll also review the result of the matches in tomorrow's edition of the Sport of It. Until then, I remain yours sincerely, Salihu Osman. God bless you, admin out there. Don't cause any trouble.
Thank you for watching. For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.